What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Back at you with another one. So, I don't know if y'all heard what the hockey player said on ESPN. I think his name is PK. But he was spitting at them facts, right? Like, and before let y'all hear what he said, like, I'm going to just say this first, right? Like, that's what the media needs. Is people that just keep it a buck, right? Because, like, for instance, when Shannon tried to make his point on the All-Star game and this and that, he was beating around the bush, right? Just say it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when somebody is trying to be subjective in the media, it's like they still gonna talk around it. They not gonna just say it. You know what I'm saying? Just say it. Don't beat around the bush, right? Like, that's part of what adds to the game is how the media talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now the media is like, if you're subjective, you're a hater, or you're just like, LeBron just can't do no wrong. It's one extreme or the other. It's no just subjectiveness is the standard. You know what I'm saying? No matter what side of the argument you on, because at the end of the day, like, your opinion not supposed to be based on who you talking about. It's supposed to be based on principle, regardless of the people involved, right? That's the issue with the media, is that their opinions is solely based about the player involved. You know what I'm saying? They will totally have a different outlook when you change the player. Like, if Shannon Sharp talking about football, his standard for GOAT contradicts everything he say when he talking about basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no, you gotta have your same principles and you gotta stand on them. Now, I'm about to let y'all hear what PK had to say, then I'm gonna speak on that. I'll be right back.
In terms of the money, you're probably right. There is a lot of money. But once again, I ask the question, what are you playing for? Like, if you're really about it, if you're really about sports, then you're about two things, your teammates and the fans. And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. When you do not show up to play, you're letting your teammates down. When you do not show up to play, you're letting the fans down that are paying you 40, 50, 60 million. I don't care if you're getting 300 million. Congratulations. But these people in here are paying $2,500 a ticket, $5,000, that are blue-collared, hard-working people. If you don't get your head wrapped around that, you shouldn't be in pro sports. Because how are we going to grow? How do we expect you to be an example? Well, guess what? You don't want to be? You are one. You're on the biggest stage. You just said it. They make the most money. You're an example. You got to show up. I'm sick and tired of making athletes greats, all-time greats, that aren't the best examples. Those are the people that we want our kids to follow, that we want athletes to follow. That helps us in our game. Stephen A., you want athletes to be educated on this and understand this. They got to understand the importance of showing up to the All-Star game and being on the court. And playing banged up sometimes. And playing injured maybe at times. Thank you. And participating, because here's the thing. Because you're making 100, 200, 300 million, you should be out there banged up. You should be. That's why we pay you, is to max out. We talk about greatness and it being the longevity of somebody's career. I don't care if you play 50 years. I want your best 10. I want you on the court dominating. I want you to go all out. I want Michael Jordan. I want Kobe. That's what I want in every sport. That's the guy that I follow. You're a different version than that, you don't get my respect.
Now, y'all, ain't nobody in the regular media gonna talk like that, right? Now, he questioned a lot, right? Like, he questioned greatness. You know what I'm saying? Now, I personally feel like, yeah, LeBron's all-time great. That's not a question as far as how he plays the game. But it's like he ducked the other responsibilities that come along with that, right? Like, when you're that number one player, you know what I'm saying? When you're that guy, you at the top of the hill, everybody follow your lead. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that's going wrong in the league, all-star game, dunk contest, games off, player movement. You were the head of that charge. You created that. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, when we talk about influential, I mean, only way he's in an influential conversation is if that influence is also can be stuff that's detrimental. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about the game going forward, he don't need to be nowhere near a influential conversation at all, because literally everything he influenced was negative. Player movement. What did player movement do? Get rid of competition. No competition, no rivalry games. No rivalry games, no playoff field games in the season. No games to like, oh, I can't wait for, back in the day, like you couldn't wait for Boston to play the Lakers, or you couldn't wait for, or Kobe era, you couldn't wait for the Lakers to play the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? It was just certain matchups, or Dallas and the Spurs and the Lakers and Dallas. Like, it was just matchups you just wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? Because games had that playoff feel in the season. You don't get that no more with all this buddy ball, everybody moving around too much. Like, you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? It's a standard, right? It's certain things about the game that don't need to change. You know what I'm saying? It's like that for a reason, because that's what make the game what it is. You can't keep trying to change. All change, not good change. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the exact same way. Like, that's what I said in a previous video. The issue is you had Jordan, Kobe, and nobody else like that to hold that standard. Period. That's what it come down to. Now, you can call it what you want. You can call me a hater. You can call me that. But the proof is in the pudding, right? Like, look at the NBA when he got before him and look at it now. Of course, you can't blame him. Listen. I'm sorry. You got to listen. You can't just take the flowers. You know what I'm saying? You can't just take everything that's good. You got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? You shortcutted the game. You built the super team. You made that the standard. Then when somebody else try to do it, it's a problem. That diluted the competition, and this was what we ended up with. And then it's like, well, if that's what we doing, then that's what you got to do to win, because you made that the standard. You see what I'm saying? You see how it's a chain of events. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like, yeah, he kept it a whole buck, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.